culture. So we used to use the two terms, culture and society. Before studying sociology, for us, for normal people, culture and society, maybe they are the same. Somehow they are the same. But in sociology, they are not. First of all, let me tell you that uh, there is one main difference between humans and animals. Do you know what is it? Except the usage of mind.
The way of living.
Their way of living. They can enhance, humans can simply create or invent or adapt their way of living. And we can say that animals, sorry, animals are controlled by their natural instincts.
مستر حضرتك you kicked me out.
I have kicked you.
Yeah.
Why is that? Who are
I don't
you?
know. I'm الرائد. I just like فجأة طردني برضه. No problem. I just like I was like lost في
لا
مشكلة.
يا مستر
لا
انا كل شويه
I
خرجني يا مستر وسامع الصوت بيقطع.
uh, guys, I didn't do it. Please, يعني if you are playing together, يعني grow up. But I think you can't.
على ايه؟
You can't. If you are kicking each other, but I think you do not have the option to kick your colleagues, right? And
لا
I
يا مستر
didn't.
والله العظيم لا بيعمل لي ديسكونكت لوحده. كل واحد لوحده مالناش دعوه.
I heard it that you, and like Amr said, that you kicked me out. No, I didn't do it. Maybe there is
لا يا مستر
something with
بيعمل
the
ديسكونكت.
platform. Yes, maybe there is something with the platform. Okay. Maybe for this reason, guys,
3 مرات.
your friends are not here yet.
ما كل شويه يا مستر حد فينا يتطرد.
Yes,
او
Mister.
يتعمل
Sometimes the
له.
class error and we
Maybe
are here
Mr.
live.
because we are always disconnected.
Yes, I used to face this problem, guys, at the very beginning of the day, especially before the first session.
طب وايه الحل؟
I think in order to solve this issue, you have to enter Classera and Teams, log into them 10 minutes earlier, before 9 a.m. because usually all the students want to log in at the same time. So there will
مستر
be
طب احنا
some
داخلين
kind of like.
بقالنا بتاع 9.
But now I do not know the issue, but later I faced this issue at the beginning of the day, not today, but last week. But hopefully, inshallah, I think Asser Yasser, right?
ماله؟
I found him outside. Let me ask him to join.
ما هو اسر برضه لسه مصور وبعت لنا ان في مشكله اللي هو عمله ديسكونكت.
Yes, I send him a request to join, so he can simply follow the invitation. But you are more than 20, right, my friends? Okay, let's wait for him to come. So back to our topic, natural instincts. Do you have any idea what are the natural instincts, guys? Have you ever heard this term before?
Yes.
So what are the natural
type of living? Their type of thinking in their own habitat.
Survival, Mister.
Survival. Of course, it's one of the natural instincts to protect your life. Like, for example, and it's shared between the humans and the animals. Like, if you were drowning, for example, of course, you will struggle even though you do not know how to swim. You will struggle in order to protect your life. Of course, it's a natural instinct. And there was an issue regarding this natural instinct, the survival one, that it was said in science that you cannot hold your breath to death. You cannot do it by your own self. Do you get it, guys? And if you can, if you, of course, most of us can hold our breath for a certain amount of time, like in diving practice or so on. But you cannot hold your breath to death. It's impossible. to do it. Okay, it's not our issue. Another natural instinct, who can tell me?
Eating and drinking.
Eating and drinking, of course. The hunger drive,
Breathing.
breathing, yes. So survival, breathing, the hunger drive, and also mating.
Reproduction,
Uh,
Mr.
yes, exactly. All of these are natural instincts. It's
Mr.
simply a merit or a skill given to you by birth. Nobody will teach you that. Yes,
Can guilt be one of them?
guilt,
Yes.
but some people have no sense of guilt. Like, for example, serial killers, okay? Like murderers. They do not have this sense, so it's not a natural instinct. Simply the society will teach you this sense of guilt, because what's considered wrong here in our society, maybe in other place of the world, there is no harm in doing it. Got the issue? So we can say, guys, that the hunger drive and the sexual drive, also laughing, crying, all of these are natural instincts. Nobody will
Emotions.
teach you. Yes, nobody will teach you these instincts. It's simply given to you by birth. Okay? Humans are not like
Mr.
animals. They are, yes,
I'm sorry for interrupting
no
you, but
problem, no problem.
can a color or a shape of a human be a natural instinct, as it as he is born with it?
No, it's not a natural instinct. This is inheritance. The shape, like your body build,
Oh, okay,
the
okay.
texture of your hair, your skin pigmentation, all of these will go under inheritance. But here we are talking about humans in general, okay? We are not talking about specific race, for example, or a specific gender. No, we are talking about humans. The main difference between humans and animals, that animals, guys, are controlled by their natural instincts. They want to eat, they want to drink, they want to mate, they want to survive. That's it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had simply honored the humans and gave them the ability to adapt to their environment, to enhance their environment, to enhance their living conditions. So we have some kind of material objects in our environment. Okay, we have some material and some non-material objects. Like, for example, if we look around us in the society we are living in, we're gonna see some cars, some TVs, some computers, some books, some pens, and so on. And also we have some abstract objects, like the language we are using, like the rules we are following, like our religion, our values,
Also, Mr. The facial expressions.
facial expression, gestures.
Yes.
Okay, so all everything around us will be material and non-material object. So all of these products, all of these objects, we're gonna use the term culture for them. So the culture will be all the shared products. Okay? Shared products. Either these products are material or non-material. If it is shared, it's a culture. And the material objects will be any physical object like the building, schools, cars, any physical object. And also we have some abstract objects in the society, our beliefs, our values, our language, our systems, our law, and all of these abstract objects. And mainly talking, culture consists of products. On the other hand, society consists of people, interdependent people. What does interdependent mean? Do you have any idea? Do you have any clue? Any help here? Interdependent.
Depending on each other.
Exactly. To depend on each other. So the key word for society will be people, while the key word in the culture will be products. So society is a group of interdependent people who have organized in such a way as to share a common culture and feeling of unity. Generally talking, society consists of people and culture consists of products. Either these products are material or non-material. This is the main difference between culture and society. Our lesson will be mainly concerned with culture because, as you know, from the very beginning of our course in sociology, our main interest is society. But here in this lesson, we can talk about culture. In fact, in order to use the term cultures, we have 5 components. 5 components of any culture. If you're going to find only 4, so it's not a culture. 3, it's not a culture. Every single culture in the world must have these 5 components or 5 conditions in order to use the term culture. What are them? Symbols, language, technology, values, and norms. These are the 5 components of any culture all over the world. And we're gonna discuss them one by one. We're gonna start with technology, okay? But keep in your mind that technology in sociology is different than the normal technology we know. What about the normal technology? What's the normal technology? The term technology, what does it mean? Technology, generally talking, what is it? What's technology, guys?
It makes actions that you do easier. It simplifies them by putting less effort and getting more results.
Thank you very much. Yes. Okay. Or we can say tools or instruments in order to make our life easier. Okay. This is the normal technology. But technology in sociology is something else. We have, according to the culture definition, we have some products. And these products can be material or non-material. But how I'm gonna use these products, this is technology, guys. The rules for using the physical objects in the society, okay? Not only the rules, but also the accepted behavior of using these physical objects. What does this mean? Let's imagine that all of us now, right now, we are using computers, right? We are using laptops, desktops, or whatever. Who are you? Someone said that I'm late. No problem. So guys, let's say that we are using computers now, right now. Of course, in order to use a computer, I must have some kind of knowledge of the operating systems, for example, in order to operate one. If I know some kind of knowledge about Windows, for example, or Macintosh, but maybe some will use Linux, for example. I have no idea what's Linux. I cannot operate a machine by using the Linux system. So I cannot simply use it. Before using it, I must have some kind of knowledge how to operate it. Okay? So this is technology. The rules for using the physical objects in the site. But of course, not all of us, not all of the humans are using the physical objects in the correct way. Maybe some humans will simply misuse them or use them in a bad way. Another example, if you are driving a car, of course, before driving a car, you must have some kind of knowledge for the traffic system, for example, or for the mechanism of the vehicle you are using, right? But maybe some of the humans will misuse this knowledge, like drifting, for example. Of
And you
course,
must also, Mr. know the social rules of driving.
of course, of course. So you must have some kind of knowledge before using any physical object, right? Like for public transportation. Of course, in order to use this facility, in order to use this object in the society, there are some rules must be followed, like not to make anything bad to the vehicle, for example, you are using, okay? And also for operating a computer, you must have some kind of knowledge, but of course, some humans will misuse it, like hacking, for example. Of course, hacking is the illegal use of any computer system. And of course,
But
you know,
Mr. What about white hat hackers?
yes, they maybe for the white hackers, they had a moral, but keep in your mind that this is, yani, I need to tell you, there is a thin line between white hackers and the real hackers, okay? You have the knowledge how to hack a system, okay? And keep in your mind that in every single human being, there is something inside him. If there is no punishment, so this gonna mean maybe you will misuse your power. If you are
Like the
sure,
power of owning a gun.
sorry?
It's like the power of owning a gun.
Yes, exactly. And especially if you own a gun and there is no punishment. Nobody can punish you. Nobody can see you. What are you doing? So remember,
Or illegally owning it.
yes, and this is for hackers. If you are sure that no one can see you and nobody can trace you, nobody will judge you, you can do whatever you want to do. It's something within the human nature. And there is a famous quote in our Arabic culture. It said, if you are free to go from the punishment, you can do whatever you want to do, or something like that. I can't recall the quote right now. So this is technology, guys. So the technology, not only the rules for using any physical objects in the society, but also the acceptable behavior for using them. Okay, so keep in your mind that technology in sociology is different than the normal technology. Okay, this is the first component. The second component will be symbols. And of course, we talked a lot about symbols in our previous lesson. Can you remind me what's a symbol, guys? Can you remind me?
Something used to refer for something.
Thank you very much. It's something that represents something else. Something that represents something else, like thumbs up. It's only a finger, but it's a symbol for it's okay, it's fine. And
A white
also,
pigeon, for example, Mr.
white dove, exactly, a sign for peace. Two fingers, victory sign. Okay, we have a lot of gestures. And talking about symbols. I have one here. I wanna show you. Let me share it for you. Just a sec. Of course, here is the symbol, here is the logo, here is the emblem of Saudi Arabia. Of course, it's two crossing swords and the palm. That's it. Only a couple of swords and the palm. This is the logo.
Yes,
It has some kind of reference.
yes, mister. It refers that two swords are protecting the country because a palm represents Saudi Arabia.
Exactly. It has a meaning with it. The palm represents the prosperity of Saudi Arabia, the resources of Saudi Arabia. Okay, and of course here the two crossing swords represents protection, justice, strictness, in order to protect prosperity of the kingdom. So it's not only a palm tree and two swords. It has some kind of a meaning. This is another symbol. Also, the flag. All the flags all over the world. It's not only a piece of cloth. No, it has a meaning. This is symbols, guys. Can you tell me a couple of examples about the symbols before moving to the next one? Anything in your
The
mind?
rose, like Valentine or love or anything.
Rose or a red flower to represent passion or love. Yes. Who else?
A dying flower to represent a death of someone you have.
Yes. Or we can say a black ribbon. Yes.
Yeah.
Mustafa.
Yes, maybe a skull represents danger.
A skull for danger. Exactly. Ha. Abdullah Abu Khater, do you have any idea? Abdulaziz.
Kangaroos for Australia, mister.
Sorry?
A kangaroo to represent Australia.
Yes. A kangaroo.
So the
For
symbol
Australia.
of the pharmacies, the cup and the snake surrounding
Yes.
it.
Yes. Amjad, do you have any idea about the issue you are talking about here?
About symbols, there's many examples. For example, it could be something that's not physical, such as if people clap, it's to show appreciation. Or, for example, on Microsoft Teams, the microphone icon, it means not muted, and with a stripe, it means muted.
Okay. Nawaf.
Mr. The American flag with the 50 stars, as in 50 states.
Okay. Leo.
It's 52, just so you know.
Clover represent luck.
Sorry?
Clover
Four-leaf clover.
is not a flower. It's a three-leaf clover, mister.
Four-leaf, four. The four-leaf clover represents luck.
مش دي الايريش دي ولا حاجه كده؟
أيوة.
Say it again.
Irish.
Say it again. Say it again.
The-
What
the
about
four-
the four leaves?
The four-leaf clover supposedly gives you luck, or makes you lucky.
Especially
Like
in
to cross your fingers, for example?
No, it's just a clover. It's just like a plant.
But yes, but I have
They're rare to find.
talking about luck. I used to think that by crossing your fingers this way, to keep your fingers crossed, by
That means
wishing.
like the cross, the Christian cross.
Oh, yes. Oh, got it. Okay. Who else? That's it.
Mr.
No more symbols. Yes.
In Palestine we use the olive oil, olive branches a lot as a symbol of peace.
In fact, all over the world, not in only Palestine, the symbol or the emblem piece will be a white dove with an olive oil. Yes, this is all over the world, not in only Palestine. Okay.
Mr. For example,
Mr. Can you hear me?
white flag represents surrender.
Yes. White flag will be.
Mr. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course, Amir, I can hear you.
Yes, I was saying that in Palestine we use olive branches as a peace sign. Also.
In fact, all over the world, not in only Palestine.
We use it a lot there because it's.
There was a story. There was a story behind this white dove and the olive leaf. Do you know it?
I don't. What's the title?
Why they choose the white dove and the olive leaf?
No, I know only the olive trees. Why they like plant them.
Later on, I can tell you this issue. Okay, guys. The third component of any culture will be language. Of course, in order to communicate with each other, people needed some kind of a communication tool. And of course, the easiest one will be language, verbal language. Language is the organization of written or spoken symbols into a standardized system. Okay? So, technology, symbols, and language. The three components of any culture all over the world. Keep in your mind that we have 5 components. Okay? Symbols, language, technology, values, norms. These are the 5 components. 3, if any culture of the world has only 3 components, it's not a culture. The culture must have 5. Let's continue. Or you wanna talk about the first 3 components again? What do you think?
Who create this 5 value? Like who create this graph?
Say it again, Leo.
Who create this 5 element, Mister?
5 what?
Who create this graph, Mister? Who like
the graph? This slide?
Yeah, Mister.
What about it?
Who made it?
Who made it?
Yeah.
The presentation, this graph? I did it. Why are you asking this question? Who do you think made this presentation, Leo? Yani, I didn't get it well. Are you asking me about this presentation, this graph?
Yeah, there have many other element maybe, and who order if they have 5 element, they have a culture.
This is according to sociology, Leo. I didn't invent it. This is, these 5 components are simply set by sociologists. I didn't say that Muhammad Jalal had simply invented these 5 components. Got the issue? It's according to our course, according to our syllabus, according to sociology. 5 components. 3 components, we will not use the term culture. And by the way, what's wrong if you have no culture? You will not be sent to jail. It's not an issue. And we are not talking about what's right and what's wrong here. We are simply trying to figure out what's going on in the society. That's it. This is the benefit of sociology, to know how the world is working. We are not judging people. We are not simply classifying people. Got the issue, Leo?
Okay,
Believe me, if I heard you well, why are you asking me about the presentation? Okay, regardless of this issue. I think, guys, we have 2 minutes left. And I think in these 2 minutes, okay, the next lesson, inshallah, we're gonna discuss about the 2 remaining components of our culture, the values and norms. Then our lesson will be done. We can answer the questions of the practice sheets together, and keep in your mind that in this week, we're gonna discuss 2 lessons. The meaning of culture, it's a short one, as you see. It's only 5 components. And we're gonna see and discuss another important lesson, building blocks of social structure. Okay?
Mr. When is the quiz again? When is it going to be uploaded?
The quiz will be today. It's gonna be published today at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Yes, and it's gonna be available for 24 hours. And it's about the second sociology lesson, the development of sociology. So study the model answer of the practice sheets before taking this quiz. Until we meet again, guys, tomorrow.